Peppermint stick zinnias. Can't wait to see these guys grow up in the garden. It's gonna be beautiful. The watermelon seeds are popping up. I thought I planted them further apart than that. It said to plant them 4 feet apart. Looks like I planted them 2 inches apart. I'm gonna move this grate. This one still has the seed on it. I'm gonna move this grate once they get a little bigger, just to keep my dog out. And there's still a couple more seeds that need to come up. We'll check back on these. This is I sowed these seeds last Thursday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Today's Monday. So this is 4 days. They've already popped that far. I sowed these 4 days ago on May 9th. These are my watermelon seeds. These are the horticulture bush beans. They're starting to come up. So these are the horticulture bush beans coming up. See them coming up? Look, that guy's just breaking the surface. And these ones are already starting to grow. He's got his first leaf coming. Coming right along. Horticulture bush beans. I've got 18 plants in here. So this is 5 days in, and we've got good sprouts going. We're also going to sow some seeds, and we're going to look at some other stuff I got going. These are some onions I've got going right now, red onion. I'm going to use some of the pots that I've already pulled out of, done the harvesting, and I'm going to sow some zinnias. It says they're easy to sow outdoors in late spring when the soil and night temps have warmed. Plant in borders or pots where you want them to bloom. So I'm going to plant them in these guys, and then I'll move them into pots later. I'm just going to sprout them up. It says to sprout them 1/4 inch deep, 2 inches apart, and it's going to take them 7 to 14 days to sprout. And then we thin them to 12 inches apart. So we're going to seed them heavily, and then we're going to thin them out. I had a garden pest. This is him. This is my garden pest. I know he looks sweet, but he's a menace. His name's Gunner the dog, and he's trouble. So this is just soil left over from my red onions, and I'm just going to reuse it. I just want to pour it in here and break it up, make sure there's nothing in there, and then I'm going to replant it in these little small pots right here. So I'm just going to reuse them. I just wanted to get this soil and mix it up a little bit. So this is going to be the second time I've used this soil. I ran red onions and yellow onions through it, and shallots and garlic. The garlic is still going in some other places. Still got some garlic going. I need to put that in a bed. Just never got around to it. That's some more garlic. Look at that big garlic back there. I'm just going to reuse this soil. There's nothing wrong with it. It's potting soil with a little bit of manure added to it. Make it nice and rich. Nutritious. I steer clear of any kind of chemicals. I don't really like to use any kind of spray chemicals. I just use topsoil and dirt mainly. Soil, dirt. I add manure to it. I have chickens. I add some chicken manure to it when I need to, if things are looking a little rough. Alright, so we're back. We're planting these zinnias, peppermint stick zinnia, heirloom. And again, I've got my dirt here that I just kind of mixed up and broke up just to make it a little easier for the roots. Whenever the time for the roots, I'm just going to fill these guys up. Again, I'm just gonna, any kind of little junk I find along the way, I'll pull out. Look, there's another little, got a little worm. Got a worm, that means I got some good healthy soil going if I have worms, right guys? Let's do one more. Got 8, let's do 9. All right, we got 9. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what these little guys look like. Again, Peppermint stick Zinnia, heirloom variety from the Lake Valley seed. It's a non-GMO seed. It says it's mixed colors. This little pack was $1.79. Look at those little guys. I'm gonna multi-sow these pods, so I'm gonna put, I don't know, I'm gonna put say 3 or 4 per. Just gonna spread them out in each one, put say 3 or 4. And I'm just gonna push the seeds down in there. And I'll thin them out later, like it said. So I'm just gonna overseed it, multi-sow them. And then come back later and thin them out. And they'll make their way into a pot at some point in time, a bigger pot, or I might use them in the garden as a little border somewhere. I'm not sure if these are an attractor of any kind of pollinator, but they'll sure be pretty. Just dropping them in there. All right, so can you see all the seeds in there? And I'm just going to take a handful of soil. I'm just going to go over the top and put a little soil on top of them all. Cover them up. You just need a little bit. Just had to put them, plant them a 1/4 inch deep. So that's all we're doing here. And I'm just going to pat that down a little bit. Now this soil is already pretty wet, but I'm going to wet it just a little bit. We had a lot of rain here the last couple days. So, 1/4 inch deep. Pat them in. Put a little more right there. That's it. So just going to put a little bit of water on them. And this is just to help fill in any voids and make sure those seeds are nice and wet. Help that soil settle down a little bit.